Hi, Karina here, your loose living coach. Welcome to my channel. I am a healing arts astrologer, and I'm here to give you the full moon in Sagittarius video. The full moon in Sagittarius is tomorrow, which is June 11th, and this full moon is happening at 12:43 a.m. And we all know full moons are intense, and the intensity is usually felt before the full moon. So we have definitely been feeling the buildup for the last week. And full moons are when the sun and the moon are opposing each other, meaning the masculine and the feminine are at odds. This can create a push and pull between our masculine and feminine energies inside. Now, this full moon happens to be at 20 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is a fire mutable sign. So it's kind of like wildfire, and we could feel scattered and all over the place during this full moon. But we are being asked to listen to what's going on in our intuition, because Jupiter now is in the sign of Cancer. Let me pull up the chart so you can see, and I will just walk you through this full moon. So we have 20 degrees full moon. We have the sun in Gemini, the moon in Sagittarius. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Jupiter in Cancer, which is conjunct the sun, and that's giving our this Gemini a very expansive energy. So we have a lot going on in our mind, a lot of ideas, a lot of movement that's happening, and it's at the very brand new degrees of 0 degrees of Cancer. And this is where Jupiter will be for the next year until July 30th. And I did a whole video on that. Which I can leave the link below. Now we have Mars coming to the end, finally, of Mars being in Leo. Now it's been in Leo and Cancer for the last, 6 months, I'd say, since September or October of last year. And because of Mars retrograde, which Mars only retrogrades once every couple years. So this has been in this area for a long time. I'm ready for this to move through the other energies, because it has just been sitting in my 12th house and a little bit of my first house for a long time. Mars transiting 12th house is not easy for all those that are Leo risings. You all probably have felt that very intensely. And a lot of healing does take place. It's transmuting it, but it doesn't mean that transformation is without pain, because it always is. And this is a very transformational full moon. Now, the Sabian symbol for 20 degrees of Sagittarius is, in the winter, people cutting ice from a frozen pond for summer use. I wonder what they're making. Slushies. So this interpretation, this symbol is rich with metaphor, and it can be interpreted in several powerful ways. The preparation and the foresight, even using something from the past, right? Like, what do we save? Like frozen ice represents the idea of maybe working now for future needs. So planning ahead, preserving resources, and being aware of long-term consequences. There's a theme of self-discipline and wisdom in action. You can take care of the future by doing the hard work when it's needed, not just when it's easy. So preserving emotions, because water is emotion and the truth. So ice represents emotions, memories, and truth that are frozen and stored. These could be past feelings or stored knowledge or feelings that we have put on the back burner to deal with later. And maybe we're starting to consume that now. Sagittarius is bringing that fire and it's like a philosophical sign. And this energy also reflects the ability to plan spiritually or mentally to crystallize ideas or insights now that will be vital in the future. So we're really preparing for the future, but we're also understanding that preparing this ice from the winter, we could use it in the summer sun and we could chisel away at it and it'll keep us cool during the summer. So there's key words here associated with this 20 degree is preparation, delay, delayed gratification, strategic use of resources, spiritual or emotional preservation, long-term vision, and patience through effort. Now, with the sun conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, it is expanding this this intuition. So we could be feeling a lot of intuitive insights during this time. But we also have this huge grand square right here. There's a grand square, which is all the red. This is evolving the full moon and the nodes, the moon's nodes, which are destiny points. And also there's this huge grand trine, okay, which is a harmonious energy flow. So I'll talk a little bit about both. Now, the grand square is about maybe you're not getting away with ignoring this anymore. So it's rising to the challenge. Our uncomfort has led us to a completion or an ending. We are feeling done with just allowing life to happen or forcing certain narratives that leave us not feeling good. We have received a lot of ideas and information with the new moon in Gemini, and we are now ready for action. So this full moon is revealing the big picture and the way forward. We are seeing the new path to get us where we want to be. We might have to drop the tools or the things that we're doing now in order to find the more comfortable way of getting to where we need to go. So we're feeling maybe the luck and expansion as things start moving faster in this different and new direction that we're choosing. Now, the grand square involving the full moon in Sagittarius, the sun in Gemini, the moon in Sagittarius, and the nodes, the north node being in Pisces and the south node being in Virgo, creates this intense pivotal moment. It's a cosmic pressure cooker, but also the gateway to deep growth and karmic evolution. So this configure says you can't keep living from your old logic, your old mind, your old thoughts, your old beliefs. It's time to trust your vision, feel your way forward, and surrender control. Now, grand squares is when 4 planets or points form a square and that's 90 degrees and an opposition, which is 180 degrees to each other. Now, creating a perfect box of tension. It's challenging, but highly activating. So in this case, the moon in Sagittarius is expansive. It's about seeking truth and freedom through those truths and finding meaning and purpose. Now, the sun in Gemini is bringing this mental curiosity and stimulation, communication, and being curious about, what is this new direction going to unfold for me? And the north node in Pisces is the destiny through surrender of control, embracing intuition and spiritual alignment and trust. Now, the south node is in Virgo. These are our karmic habits of control and perfectionism and overanalyzing. We don't need to analyze when we have the almighty, powerful universe and God that is taking over our life at this time. And it could feel like a break of needing to always force or make things happen. Now, this alignment is a huge tug of war between our head, which is Virgo and Gemini, and our heart, which is our passion and desire, as well as our more of our soul, like our spirit, not so much in our head. This is logic versus faith. This is small details and really seeing the big picture. Oh, this is why I'm going through this. This is why I need to do this right now. Trying to control everything versus surrendering to a higher path. Now, the square pressures us to stop overanalyzing and start trusting our inner compass, even if it feels uncertain. There are aspects to Neptune and to Saturn, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But the full moon release is what truths am I afraid to own? And as a journal prompt, you could write down beliefs and fears or patterns that you've experienced in the past and release it. Let go of the need to have all the answers. I trust the journey. Okay, so these are some things. And really embodying this North Node in Pisces, which is the practice to surrender, making time to meditate, and being in silence and listening to your higher self and your intuition. And seeing what that inner critic might be saying, or seeing what those beliefs and that self-talk is saying, and really being consciously aware of it so we can shift it to a more positive, expansive, bright way of looking at the world. And let's see. Oh, yeah, Mars. Mars here is applying to a square with Uranus. So Uranus is at 28 degrees. Mars is at 26 degrees, but will soon be an exact square. Now, that might be a little shock. That might be a little surprising as this Mars is picking up speed, moving forward, finishing out Leo, which has been a long transit. But we are seeing the creative, fun, and passions, but also the uncertainty within our values and money matters. So we're finding the comfort in the uncomfort. Financial standing, because the finances maybe have not been very stable, right? We've all been experiencing this since 2020. But the financial standing, as we see the future of abundance, when we stick to our heart's desire, which is the passion and our purpose and what our inner child wants, that's Leo, and our values to catch up as we continue to stick with the thing that fills our cups with joy. So we're maybe just deciding, hey, you know what, this job, this thing isn't working for me anymore. And if I do this, it's going to make me happy. However, I'm not going to make as much money. Okay. So that is a square aspect. We can have an unexpected flow of money, or unexpected shortage of money, or something that comes up that we need to all of a sudden spend our life savings for. So just be mindful of that. And we have this Mercury in Cancer conjunct Jupiter, and it's squaring over to Neptune right here. Neptune at 2 degrees. Mercury's at 4 degrees. It leaves a 2-degree orb, but we're getting clear on what we need to move forward. This is a very intellectual. It thinks and communicates through its emotions, memory and intuition. Being in Cancer, it's like it processes some information with empathy and sensitivity. It expresses thoughts through nurturing and protection, and it tends to speak with the heart rather than the head, what it feels. Now, Neptune in Aries, Neptune is our illusions, our dreams. It's without limits. And Aries is straightforward. It makes bold, instinctual, and impulsive moves. And it yearns for this new experience, this new vision in regards to self, because Aries is our identity. So we might be being like blurred lines between who we were and who we are now, who we've become through this process. What acts on instincts, sometimes bypassing clarity. And the square aspect could bring up trouble trusting our own thoughts and perceptions, being misunderstood when we're trying to speak from the heart, over analyzing relationships or situations and later feeling let down, strong intuitive gifts, but difficulty sorting truth from projection. So practice reality checks. Is this a feeling, a fact, or a fear? Now use imagination as a gift, not a decision-making tool. So pause before you speak or act. Neptune in Aries wants to act fast on a vibe, while Mercury in Cancer needs time to feel it out. So sit with the impressions before acting on them or speaking too soon. Project your mental space. So be careful with who and what you are absorbing emotionally and around you. Meditation, salt baths, and creative rituals can help cleanse mental fog and develop discernment. So learn to spot the difference between your gut instinct and emotional projection. Trust doesn't mean never verifying, but verify with compassion. And that's kind of like if you have a Mercury in Cancer, you understand this concept. Now, Mars is in Leo, okay, and it's trining this moon in Sagittarius. I know who I am, Leo. I trust what I believe, Sagittarius, and I'm ready to go after it loud and proud. Confidence is your truth. Action towards your higher vision. Mars wants to do, and Sagittarius wants to explore. So this is a time to take bold action and movement towards something that feels spiritually aligned for you, personally expansive. Now, if there's been something on your heart and you've been wanting to maybe sell everything and travel, this is your cue. Go do it. If it's been heavy on your heart, do it. Creative expansion as well. Mars and Leo boost our creative drive, and Sagittarius adds wisdom and freedom. So if you've been wanting maybe you have this creative idea and you really want to manifest it, and maybe it's going to make you money, or it can turn into a business. So this is your cue to get that project started, and don't give up. If you feel it and it's feeling a strong pull towards it, there's something that it's going to teach you and you're going to learn from it. So great artists. This is great for artists, performers, writers, and leaders. So launch something, share a message, or express without a filter. We have freedom through authenticity. And there's a mantra that you can use is, I act from passion. I express my truth. My fire is my power. Okay. And we also have that grand trine I was talking about right here. And this is about the moon in Sag, which is the emotional truth and optimism, seeking spirituality, bigger picture feelings. And then we have Mars in Leo, which is all about our confidence, action, creative passion, and courage to express ourselves and our heart, being authentic with our love. And then Chiron in Aries is about healing the self, reclaiming identity, and turning wounds into wisdom. Now, this trio creates a natural flow of emotional courage, motivation, healing, and a powerful self-expression. Now, the emotional bravery and self-trust. Now, the moon of Mars supports expressing your emotions boldly without shame. You can feel more willing to name your truth, even if it's vulnerable or unfiltered. Creative and healing breakthroughs. So Chiron brings up core wounds around identity, self-worth, fear of visibility, but the trine gives you courage to face and transmute them. Especially if you have a Chiron aspect to your natal Chiron aspect to your natal sun, you'll tend to have a fear of visibility or not wanting to be seen. So this full moon could really help you flourish and move out of that that judgment upon yourself. Now, Mars in Leo pushes you to create, while the moon in Sagittarius says, do it with heart and honesty. So accelerated healing through action. This isn't passive healing. You don't need to wait to be ready. Healing comes from doing the thing that scares you a bit. Posting it, saying it, and trying it. Being authentic. Liberation through authenticity. So the trine says, when you're real, when you're free, speak your truth, showing up authentically, or expressing your story may be healing, not only for you, but for others too. Being brave. I think that is Aries. A lot of Aries is the bravery. And Leo is the courage to be authentic. Do the brave thing. What's the one action that you've been avoiding because of fear of judgment or failure? Now is the time to initiate it, even imperfectly. Action heals. Express your story. Write or speak about a personal experience that shaped you. Don't worry about it being perfect. Go with the raw truth. Share it creatively in writing, art, movement, content. Name and claim your healing. Now, Chiron in Aries says, you are not your wound. You are your choice to rise above it. So create a ritual, a mantra, or an affirmation that honors how far you've come and what you're stepping into. Move your body. Mars and fire energy thrives on movement. It rules the body. Dance, walk, lift weights, stretch. What the heck? She's not plugged in. Let me plug her in before my laptop dies. I'm all plugged in. But I found my way to the freezer and got an ice cream because all this fiery energy is making me need to cool off a little bit. It is alternative ice cream because I'm lactose intolerant, and it is amazing. It's like chocolate and caramel. Okay, so some moon rituals for Sagittarius. You can journal on what truth am I ready to live more boldly? What version of me is rising from my old wounds? What does my freedom look like? What does freedom to me look like? The moon in Sagittarius is trining over to Chiron. And Chiron in Aries and the full moon in Sagittarius, they're both fire, okay? This is powerful and uplifting. And it supports emotional healing through truth, courage, and expanded awareness. It's like a cosmic green light to step into your authenticity while releasing old wounds that have held you back. The full moon in Sagittarius is about truth, freedom, wisdom, exploration, and meaning. The full moon is here to bring clarity around what beliefs, stories, emotional patterns need to be released. It reveals where we've been clinging to outdated truths or limiting worldviews and asks us to expand. Chiron in Aries is wounded self, an empowered identity. Chiron in Aries highlights wounds around self-worth, courage, and personal identity. It also shows us how to heal by stepping into our raw, unfiltered self. This is a warrior healing, brave, self-initiated, and your truth is a part of your healing. Your authenticity is medicine, and your courage to expand beyond old limitations is setting you free. So the full moon is lighting up the connection between belief and identity, freedom that comes from confronting these old wounds, and the power of choosing the new story, one where you are not defined by your past pain. Now, we're being asked to speak our truth, reclaim our courage. What part of you are you ready to stop hiding? Create a release ritual. So write down your beliefs, your identity story that you've been maybe grown up with or that is outdated, and you burn it safely under the moonlight and speak out loud your new empowered narrative. We want to let go of the old narrative. Say yes to growth. Sagittarius wants to expand. Chiron wants to heal. So combine them by trying something new, whether it's a workshop, which I'm hosting a workshop at the end of this month, June 30th. You can find it on my meetup page, Astro Paint and Sip. I'll leave the link below. An old conversation, or even saying yes to therapy or coaching, which I do offer that as well on my website at www.lucidlivingmovement.com if you want to goal set, okay? It's great for coaching, goal setting, and therapy. I could look at your chart and kind of walk you through. And it gives me a good idea of who you are, and it makes therapy go by so much quicker. Now, the mantra for this transit specifically is my truth sets me free. My courage heals me. I am not my wound. I am the fire that transforms it. Now, there is this Venus over here in Taurus, okay? And it's quincunx this full moon. And Venus in Taurus wants to be comfortable. It wants to enjoy the human earthly experience through pleasure and luxury. While the quincunx Sagittarius moon wants to do things outside of our comfort zone. It wants to grow and expand and learn things that are unknown. We are being asked to step out of our comforts and learn through new experiences that we're embracing. If you've been, pulled towards selling all your stuff and moving across the seas over travel, like a foreign country, then that's what you do. Listen to your intuition, not your logical, comfortable mind. But that is all I have for you. Thank you for tuning in and sharing this space with me. If you're ready to expand your mind, don't miss out on the astrology workshop, How to Read Your Natal Birth Chart. It's just $44 and you can sign up now on Meetup. The link is in my bio. The Meetup you can join is Astro Paint and Sip group and sign up for the workshop through there. And if you're craving a fun and creative day with some friends, you could hire me as your Paint and Sip host. where I will come to your place and set up easels, canvas, paint, all included. And I talk about the astrology and walk you through a painting of your choice. And for personal guidance through astrology readings, talk it out therapy or goal setting coaching, you can visit lucidlivingmovement.com and book your session. But last and definitely not least, my natural skincare is available. I just made a batch of the Magic Moisturizer, which is my most popular product, and it keeps your skin youthful, hydrated, vibrant, and plump. And yeah, I will pull some cards next. Stick around. Thanks for sticking around for your card reading. I'm going to go ahead and start with the tarot. I have 3 different tarot decks. This is for the full moon in Sagittarius. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay. Nice. The Knight of Wands. Okay, what's next? The collective for the full moon in Sagittarius that is approaching. That one wants to come out. Page of Swords. Okay. Fire, air, and the King of Wands. Let's see that in. Let me read this off first. King of Wands. The cosmos supports my vision, manifestation, responsibility, capability. The King of Wands understands how powerful the universe really is and in response surrenders. He encourages you to trust the cosmos to mold your ideas. Through physically small compared with the 360 degrees of vastness surrounding you, still you transmit its magnificence within. At last, you are fully connected to this capacity. Seize the moment and direct your energy. You have the sophistication, perseverance, and understanding to carry out the big vision. To receive others' support will be effortless when you empower them to contribute their own magic. Everyone plays a role in the constant expansion of consciousness. You are now very aware of yours, making you truly powerful. With access to this scope of influence, you carry a responsibility for yourself and others. How would you like to see consciousness evolving as a whole, a nature, a being? Dynamic in your actions, remain deliberate in your choices. Everyone's best interest aligns with yours. So the radiance tip for this card is reflect others' strengths back to them when you recognize them. Make it a habit to compliment others when the opportunity arises. I love that. Like, Leos are pretty big with complimenting. And whenever I see something that I like, I always let that person know. But I also would like to compliment more on things that are more substantial. So the Page of Swords is I share my flourishing mind. And we talked about this, right? Expansion, unfolding passions. So the Page of Swords is lit up by the golden spark of mental realms. I want to put on my hat. That's why I have hat hair. I love this hat. Allowing her to vibrantly unfold. This card indicates that you are expanding your mind and broadening your world, unafraid to transform your beliefs into new blooms. You are invigorated to prosper in uncharted territory. Stay alert to what's around you, for you will need to find water to unfurl. Continue your discovery. Wildflowers will thrive even in most unforgiving places, and so can you. The Page of Swords encourages you to lean into your curiosities and move forward with any bud you hope to unfold. Words flow with ease, for you are learning the gentle language of flowers. Your vitality and passion inspire and motivate others for your cause. Sharing your beautiful thoughts and hearing others will help you flourish. So the tip for this card is practice conscious communication, reflect what others say back to them in your own words, and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. I like that. All right, so do we have another card here to go with this? And then if not, I'll get into the oracle. Whew, that one flew out. The Emperor. The Emperor. When I first started listening to tarot card videos, I literally thought that they were choosing the cards prior and like talking about them because they would be so on point. And it's so crazy that now that I know, it's just the way the energy works. Like when, you know, when it's there, it shows itself. And the Page of Swords is perfect for this full moon in Sagittarius. So the Emperor, I think that, yeah, the Emperor is a major arcana. It's one of the first 22 major arcana cards. Sovereignty, fairness, laws, and knowledge. This is my foundation of wisdom guides me. The wisdom that you've acquired runs deep. It's a sturdy foundation to support you. From this secure vantage point, you've observed the laws of the world. Let your empirical knowledge guide any current endeavors and use your power with the integrity of a trusted mentor. The Emperor represents the honorable aspects of your inner masculinity, such as steadfast courage, rational thinking, and methodical strength, as well as fair and informed action. Harness these aspects of yourself as you follow your ambitions. Note that even though the Emperor naturally has clout, his energy is neither forceful nor aggressive. You are equipped to calmly take charge of any obstacle that may need to be overcome. With power comes the responsibility to act in fairness. Trust that your deep, grounded knowledge will keep you oriented to what is good and just. This card tip is watch a documentary and read an informative book about something that is important to you. So, okay, love that. Love those cards. Definitely on point. Let's go ahead and pull from the Gaia Oracle because this is our fire deck. Oh, okay. This is the most comfortable dress. What? There it goes. Pop goes the weasel. Purification, water, emotional cleansing, and rejuvenation. It's definitely talking about that Jupiter in Cancer, tell you what. 32. So this card signifies healing, rejuvenation, which comes as a result of emotional cleansing. In the coming days, you may experience some emotional turmoil, deep feelings that you thought you had dealt with or previously resolved, resurfacing seemingly out of nowhere. Do not be concerned, for a profound healing is taking place, and at the end of this process, you will feel all the better for it. The lady featured in this card emerges from the deep waters of her emotions into the light of a new day. Emotionally cleansed and rejuvenated, she is now ready to move fully into her power, free of emotional baggage that she previously carried. So the affirmation for this card is, I allow all unresolved feelings to surface. I give thanks for the healing that is taking place. I'm emotionally cleansed. I am free of emotional baggage. I release all that no longer serves me. So this is a very telling card because we did talk about that Chiron is involved with this full moon as well. The full moon is tomorrow, June 11th, around midnight. This one, this will be the last. So two came out. The clock time pressure in a rush. Belong to your own dream, create your own life. So we're creating our life and not to rush. This is not a time to rush. This is a time to take your time, imagine, dream, meditate on what you want to manifest in your life and plan to take action when it's go time, okay? But we don't want to rush into things and make decisions that are emotional. We want to make thoughtful, intuitive decisions based on our heart and our dreams and listen to our inner child. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for liking and sharing and subscribing. Thanks for joining and sticking in through the end of this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, your Lucid Living Coach.